Man, I've been getting some really good engagement. You know what I'm saying? And one of the topics, man, we can get right into one of the topics. And I was talking to the missus. I was like, man, I was like, getting recognition is a great feeling. You know what I'm saying? I was like, recognition is a great feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels good when you do something and people, they notice, people notice it. And you know what I'm saying? Not only do they notice it, they give you your credit. You know what I'm saying? And that should never be your motivation. But, I don't think artists, how can I say it? If people truly didn't care about that kind of stuff, then they wouldn't show up to like award shows and stuff like that. When you do stuff and you present it, you feel good about it, and you sure about it. Sometimes even when you're not looking for any validation or anything of that sort, it does feel good when people like, yo, like, I see what you're doing. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? And so I was telling Brie, I was like, the crazy part about that is like the worst feeling in the world is when you're not doing nothing and like people stop rocking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, no duh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not doing nothing. And I was like, man, I realized that I hadn't been doing enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I realized that I hadn't been doing enough. Like, despite me feeling like, man, like this is a dope song. And like, I put it up on all DSPs and stuff. That's all digital streaming platforms. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good. We put a lot of thought into this and all that. Like, that's just not always enough. You know what I'm saying? And so I told her, I was like, man, by changing my mindset and just kind of like taking accountability and feeling like, yo, like I haven't been doing enough. And that's the reason why I've been so stagnant, or like my career outside of like this or my job has been so stagnant, is because like I have to push myself more when it come down to my artistry. And lately I've been doing that in this time off. So I made good use of the time off, but it just kind of like showed me some things. I don't know, man. How you feel about that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I was about to ask you a question before.
Okay.
How do you know if you're doing enough though? Like, what's the marker? What's enough?
Yeah. And that's the thing, bro. Like, I seen a video of Kevin Hart saying, like, he said, when you get to the point where you feel like you've done enough, like, then that's when you start to like, I don't know what's the term that he used, but the point that he was trying to make is like, you can never do enough. You shouldn't, like, you know what I'm saying? It's Kevin Hart, man. Like, that dude is in like 10 movies a year. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he do tours and all kind of stuff. And his point was saying that like, you should never feel like you've done enough. Ironically, like, because things are forever changing. Like, you gotta, like, if you're gonna present yourself as this thing, like even with this podcast, like, God bless you. Yep. Even with this podcast, like, we have to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why we said we want to start doing interviews and bringing people on the platform too, just because it's all about continuing to grow and to get better and making things more interesting and just finding ways to, like, be innovative and renovate. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think it is a marker. I think that like that's the mistake that I myself personally was making when I was just kind of like, yo, like I feel like I've done enough. Even when I look at like my physique now, right? It's like I look back at a time where like, yo, like, bro, I was joking like crazy before I got sick. And I ain't like sick, like long-term sick. Like the esophagitis, I lost 30 pounds because of I couldn't eat a lot of stuff anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I had a very strict diet. It was like very low calorie diet. And so it's just like, I lost a lot of weight, still maintain my muscle, but my physique is just different. And like when I look back on it, I'm like, damn, I'd do anything to look like that again. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, And like now just like working out, working hard, I get home, like, damn, like it's not, you know what I'm saying? I gotta work a little bit hard. Yeah, like, I gotta work a little harder. So I feel like you can never do enough. I'll reverse that question on you. Like, you could give me an example. Cause like, like I said, you somebody who, we talking about physiques for example, Birdman, you always been in shape, you know, prime example of fitness. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's in your name. Literally, your Instagram name is Fit365. You know what I'm saying? And like you're seeing all of these people and you know, fitness kind of becoming a lot more
popular.
Fitness was always trendy, but like now it's starting to become a lot more like integrated into society. You know, like people finding ways to monetize fitness on a much broader scale. You know, back then it was a few people. Now everybody, you know, my man going viral with his morning routine and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel? How do you feel? As a matter of fact, that's the same. I'm gonna put the question back on you. Like, do you feel like there is a ceiling personally, and do you feel like there that you can ever get to the point where you're doing enough?
I feel like it's a tricky question.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a yes, you're doing enough.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like you want to spread yourself thin in life and run yourself into the ground because you want to just, you know, they got the people they call them hard chargers.
Yeah.
And they're like always on the go, and then all of a ssudden you get burnt the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's a scale or a limit here at it, but you don't want to go past it because then you're gonna get burnt out and then everything else just starts to crumble.
I got a counter question real quick.
It was glitching on you, and I don't want to keep talking.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
I got a counter question real quick. So just to that, but you know, still answer how you want to. You could come to this question last if you want to. But you just said that yes, there's a yes, right? Is that yes like contingent on like you having certain like things in place that are going to help you continue to progress? You know what I'm saying? Meaning like
yeah. So,
okay, go ahead.
So I feel like the easy way not an easy way, I think a good way to do it would be to have like a schedule, goals, write them down and say, all right, I'm gonna get this accomplished each day. You know, if you got this big old goal at the end of the year or at the end of 5 or 10 years, but you need to have goals for every day that's going to get to that 5 or 10 year goal. You can't just be looking at, the 5-year goal. It's like, no, what do I do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to make sure I get to that 5-year goal, you know, and then, you know, break that shit down to where you actually accomplish your goal. Because if you're just thinking about the end goal all the time, get out. Sorry. Then I feel like you never gonna get to those goals because you don't have an actual plan in place. I feel like if you have a plan, a schedule, a routine, and then you can get there without burning yourself out. I think that'd be the smart way to attack it. Okay. Like for your music, like, hey bro, I'm gonna put out 5 songs this year, which is a small number, but with pushing those 5 songs out, you're gonna promote those songs, you're gonna perform them, you're gonna put them on every single platform, and you're gonna flood every single platform. We got a movie right now doing it with one song, and I love it. And it's becoming more catchy.
Yep.
Everybody that's hearing a dog bark, I got big dogs. So
yeah, we're gonna have to have him on the show. When he come on the show, he's gonna need his own square. He's so damn big.
Yeah,
he need his own little square.
From burning out, if you have like daily goals, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it'll keep you on track to get to your larger goals.
Right. So you do. So what you're saying is, yes, pretty much what the question was like, yes, contingent on the fact that like the things that you just got steps in place versus just kind of like burning yourself out. Okay, that make a lot of sense, man. Because like I said,
come.
Yeti trying to get on the show. I think Yeti might have saw that segment where we were saying we're gonna start bringing guests onto the podcast.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? On everything, man. You know, you should bring him on the show one day, man. You know?
The neighbors that moved in got a little dog or something. I don't know.
Oh. So Yeti just kind of want to let it be known who territory, who, you know what I'm saying, who spot it is. Yeah. Nah, so like I was saying, man, you know, at the end of the day, you know, because I did kind of ask you a question. You answered it for the most part. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of times people get caught up in like, you know, like, oh, it's not, you know, a lot of times people just don't want to take accountability. And it ain't always like harsh. It ain't always like you doing something wrong. You know, that's the whole purpose of like analyzing, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like, you know, fixing, like, you know, righting your wrongs. You know what I'm saying? Cause it could just be you. You know, it don't matter how much you try to fit a square inside a circle, like it ain't gonna fit. You know what I'm saying? And so